live.
Dun dun dun.
You and I could just hang out, keep shooting the shit until V shows up.
They just announced a new Bleach game for the first time in like over 10 years.
Ooh. Oh, V, look, the girls went live.
What? Well, actually, I can just. I don't know why I'm have two screens. I can just do Twitch on my secondary screen. Duh.
As long as you mute it while you're in here.
Yeah, I always have it muted.
Just for silence.
Well, Magic the Gathering finally got me.
Uh-oh.
They did the AC collaboration.
There's my girl.
Sorry, my camera wasn't working, and I had to like restart my browser and stuff and figure it out.
Excuses.
I mean, it's not like I need to be seen, but I would like to be.
Oh my god, I remember the last time we had been on here, I had major malfunctions. Every time I plugged my camera in, every time I plugged my camera in, it silenced my mic and I couldn't turn it back on. Well, we're already live. So I wanted to start the show on time.
Woohoo!
All right. I think we're actually good, ready to go. I mean, I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. And I'm recording.
Yeah. Just opening up the script.
Okay. And I have audio clips to play tonight.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Did you hear Sam? Did you hear the audio clip? No? Oh.
No.
It was working earlier. Okay, let's try this again.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Yay. Okay. Yeah, because we definitely need to be able to hear audio clips tonight.
I'd like to be able to hear. I like hearing them.
All right. Ben, are you going to hang out in silent mode over there in the corner, or are you going to drop out? You're going to hang in silent mode? All right. We'll have live Ben reactions. Oh, if I can make Ben blush, that'll be a point in my book. All right. Oh. Good, B? Okay. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Ship, the podcast where we analyze, rate, and review all that the world of video game romances has to offer. I'm Genesis, the girl who has at least one exciting event happening each month for the rest of the year. I can't wait to share all the details with everyone.
I think I'm involved in some of those. Yeah, I'm excited. Honestly, I can't wait to learn about the details of even the ones I'm involved in because Jen is the outreach queen, not me. I'm Vervada, the girl who is a bit sad because my rabbit died yesterday very suddenly, and his name is Sirius, and I loved him so much, and he was the best. He used to come to work with me every single day. He used to ride the subway with me. He's been on 2 cross-country road trips, and yeah, it was a bummer, but he lived a long, good life. Just never enough time, no matter how much time we get. But hopefully he has all the hay he could want wherever he is now. And strawberries. He loved strawberries.
Oh, my heart to Sirius Bun. And maybe now he's back to pestering Ollie.
Oh gosh, yeah, he bullied my my cat that died last year. I've had a lot of animal death in the last year and a half. I swear I'm a good pet owner. It's just they all were adopted around the same time and were elderly. So yeah. But yeah, he bullied my cat. I'm sure he's doing that again.
Oh, okay. So, if you're new here, welcome to the beautiful chaos. You should also know that our podcast centers on character and romance analysis and doesn't shy away from exploring the fun of fucking.
Or from the deep emotional connections built between 2 or more characters using specific in-game dialogue. So if you want to stay spoiler free, this is not the podcast for you.
So here's your fucking spoiler alert.
Thanks for the spoiler alert, N7. And just like with all of our previous episodes, we'll assume that you have some background knowledge of the game and character in question, but we'll be providing context for those of you who may be unfamiliar.
Today, we are back on the continent. And as usual, it's in chaos. Nilfgaard says Nilfgaarding again, as it does. Symptoms of an invasion range from burnt villages to legions of corpses in muddy fields. That's not even the worst bit. While the politicians and commanders of the armies bicker and fight, the wild hunt is gathering strength. Creepy spectral riders, phasing in and out of existence, are ripping through the mortal lands searching for one person in particular. Ciri. It's always Ciri. Why, you ask? Because she has the power to open portals to other worlds, and the world where the wild hunt is from is dying. Classic colonialism for you. But we're not really here to talk about the wild hunt, as important as it is. We are here to talk about the romance between Geralt of Rivia and Triss Merigold from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Seem to be in your element.
Still remember my elements? How I use them?
Come on, 6 months isn't that long. It's not like I'm senile.
But you do have a history of amnesia.
I've recovered my memory completely.
Good. That should stop people from taking advantage of you.
Someone's been taking advantage of me.
I have, for one.
I've never even intimated.
We need to hurry.
We love a girl taking accountability. If you haven't listened to V positively rip Triss to shreds in our Witcher 1 episode, go check out episode number 41. It came out almost 2 whole years ago. Wild. But not quite as wild as the Wild Hunt, however. So, after the Northern Kingdom's peace talks in Hlakbr during Chapter 3 of The Witcher 2, which, by the way, we decided to skip The Witcher 2 as a romance game because it's Triss again, and it's not that great. Even Ben agreed with me. We get to skip that one. Triss decided to go to Novigrad, the free city in the Northern Kingdoms, because she, along with many mages, believed it to be a safe haven. However, the reigning cult religion in the city, the Eternal Fire, decided that all mages and non-humans are evil and started arresting and murdering them. Triss leads an underground network to help persecuted mages escape. Her leadership is marked by bravery, compassion, and a strong moral compass, risking her life to save others. This highlights her dedication to justice and the protection of the vulnerable. She's come a long way from the manipulative Triss that we once knew.
I just want to say that we didn't skip The Witcher 2. That was episode 88. But it wasn't like specifically about Triss. It was just about all of the romance things that happens in 2 because there are so few in that
What?
game.
Did I forget a whole fucking episode?
I guess. I was like, we definitely didn't skip The Witcher 2 because I remember watching the campground scene in the very beginning, and I've never played The Witcher 2, so the only reason I saw that is because of research for the episode. Like the battle camp where she's like naked in the tent. Like there's just not really a good romance in there, but we talk about all his like sexual encounters and stuff.
I thought
It's
that
episode
was
88. That came
okay.
out July 16th, 2023.
Holy shit, apparently I need to go back. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's funny. I just named the episode because of all of Geralt's grunts. But okay. Let's get back into Triss for The Witcher 3, which actually has a romance arc. So I'm sure Jen will remember this one a year from now. So Triss,
Get over that.
obviously, are you good?
I will be. Yes, as soon as I look at this episode and be like, what the fuck? Why don't I remember you? But yes, please thrust back into Triss.
Yes. Okay. Thrusting into Triss. She's also thrust into yet another survival situation. And she started outsourcing her protection to the King of Beggars in Novigrad. They call him that because he charged her almost all of her earnings for his services of not letting her get killed. So anyone using his services becomes a beggar, essentially. She started scraping her remaining earnings together to save up enough to escape the city with her other mages. When Geralt meets back up with her, she's literally killing rats in a infested rat mill for some coins. Like, that's how far she's fallen. The mill owner sold her out, though, as it pays to turn mages over to the witch hunters. And Geralt, as usual, has to help her out of a sticky situation. Once they get out of that mess, she gets involved with Dijkstra to help find his treasure in exchange for his help smuggling the mages out of the city. I'm really summarizing here, but like a bad dude named Manga has the treasure. And also bad news bears is he's the leader of the witch hunters and the enforcer of all their draconian laws. And he also like imprisoned Dandelion. He just is the antagonist. So imprisoning Dandelion is crossing a line. We need Dandelion to find Ciri, and we also need to help our Bay get out of Novigrad. But Bay does not need saving.
Geralt, remember, I can take care of myself.
What are you talking about?
The hunters. They won't treat me like a lady, but I'll survive. Might hurt a bit, but... Ciri, she's what matters. Do what you need to do, no matter what happens.
Can't promise that.
I'm still asking you to, all right?
All right.
A special thanks to V for getting at least one of Geralt Grumbles into the audio selections for tonight. You can't have a Witcher episode without at least one. Throughout her missions, Triss faces numerous moral dilemmas that underscore her ethical principles. Her actions often serve as a counterpoint to the brutality and prejudice rampant in Novigrad. She also broke up with Geralt in between The Witcher 2 and 3, assuming that Yennefer is his predestined true love. Her overarching theme in this game is self-sacrifice for sure. She feels she must be the one to pay the costs, feel the pain. So to find Dandelion, the natural answer to the problem is how to get Menge? Isn't it Menge?
I think it's Menge. I've heard 2 different ways in the game clips, but it's always like Manga or Menge. So I don't know. I'm not the person to ask, but how to pronounce these things.
You know what? I looked at it and it looks like menage, and so that's where my brain was going. Oh, we got to remember to put the menage a trois clip in like our Witcher wrap up episode. Yeah. Note to self. Okay. Menge. The natural answer to the problem of how to get Menge is to use herself as bait. Offer herself up to be tortured for information as a distraction for Geralt to question Menge. The scene highlights Triss's newfound bravery and selflessness. She willingly puts herself in harm's way to help not only Geralt, but Ciri and Dandelion as well.
Mary. Sorry, my cat is here now. The torture sequence also showcases the brutal reality of the world they live in. It illustrates the harshness of the political climate in Novigrad, the cruelty of the witch hunters, and the lengths that Triss and Geralt will go to achieve their goals. For players who care about Triss, which I feel like are most people, especially in Witcher 3, this scene is emotionally charged, to say the least. Seeing Triss suffer and like throughout this cutscene, you hear her screaming as you're talking to Menge, like that elicits a strong response, and it reinforces the stakes and the dangers faced by these characters in their fight against oppression, quite literally. Another moment to really drive it home on how desperate the situation is when the couple sheltering Triss demands some payment in exchange for the danger they feel like they're facing by harboring a fugitive, essentially. The price of being hidden has gone up, as it were, and they demand her necklace, like off her neck right now, as payment. Geralt can choose to step in or not, but this is what Triss will say if you choose to stay silent during that cutscene.
Sorry. Didn't know if you wanted me to interfere.
I didn't. Their behavior, disgusting, I know. But they deserved the necklace. They risked a lot just by sheltering me.
They took a risk, sure, for a hefty fee.
Yes. The thing is, they could have taken the coin and turned me over to the hunters, but they didn't, which was extremely honorable by Novigrad standards.
Please don't make excuses for them.
Geralt, we could debate morals or any number of other topics, but I don't have time for that now. You saw what's happening in the city.
Actually, this is the perfect time for a moral debate. We can start by setting some limits on self-sacrifice. High time you forgot about your fellow mages, saved yourself instead.
Would you abandon Vesemir? Eskel? Lambert? Leave them behind just to save your own skin? I understand you're worried about me, but I can't just pack up and leave them all. I know what awaits those who fall into the hunter's hands.
How can I help?
It's truly the best way to show up for those that you care for. That line, just simply asking, how can I help? Triss and Geralt share a complicated past, marked by love and betrayal. There are some very real criticisms of her character, especially of her past entanglements with Geralt. If you've heard our past Witcher episodes, you know that we haven't always been fans of Triss in the context of Geralt's lover. Honestly, even just as a character. She's been a coward. She's manipulated people. She's literally drugged Geralt, and there was some very dubious consent between them. If anything has been made obvious thus far, though, it's that Triss has matured and grown in some very positive ways. Throughout the game, Triss demonstrates significant personal growth. Despite the dangers and the trauma that she's endured, she remains committed to her ideals and the people she cares about and really shows up for them.
Yeah, like spoiler alert, I really hated her at first, but Witcher 3 is where it all turns around for me. Like, she has decided to go against the normal lodge sorceress behaviors of selfish actions and political machinations, and instead has begun focusing on what matters, like helping people, helping her fellow magic users to survive this war. And Ciri, of course. Like, yeah, we still need to find Ciri. But Triss is actually a very important character to Ciri as well. Triss serves as a mentor and protector to Ciri. Her support and guidance are crucial in Ciri's development and in navigating the dangers she faces. Triss is actually the reason why Ciri retains her humanity after she undergoes the trial of grasses to be made a witcher. Because witchers normally have like severely blunted emotions due to the ritual chemicals altering their bodies. But Triss's magic helps Ciri's body to not be altered in quite so severe a way. That's why Geralt is so flat most of the time.
And also, Ciri is a woman, and women generally can't pass through the trials. Or at least the wolf trials. More on that in the next game. Triss also has a very mature and respectful relationship with Yennefer in this game. No matter what choices you have made as a player, Geralt has a romantic history with both Triss and Yennefer. We'll get to talking about the pros and cons of who to romance in this particular game soon, but for now, I think it's a point of favor for Triss that she can focus on the tasks at hand and not get bogged down with the petty jealousy. Yennefer. Triss has always been a younger character, especially for a sorceress. But she's finally maturing. She's becoming a better person, and we will always give props for positive change. As for her as a lover, well, first we must take a mid-break. So let's hear from some sponsors of the show, hear some fun facts, and thank our lovely patrons. Mid-break dance. Oh, it's totally a waltz. Like, I'm picturing Geralt bitching about wearing a doublet and waltzing around the dance floor and grumbling the entire time. I don't want to be here. Oh. All right, time for some fun facts. Triss is voiced by Jamie Barbacock, and she also voiced Triss in the second game, but not the first one. Jamie has been in a number of productions, such as Black Mirror, Assassin's Creed 3, Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, and Helldivers 2. Wide and varied roles.
Yeah. A lot of things that I didn't play. I did watch Black Mirror. Okay. Next fact, which now I'm questioning everything because now I don't know if the blunted emotions thing is real. I found that on the Witcher wiki, but I don't know because I haven't read the books personally and I don't know anything. So maybe later we'll talk about if I was right about that or not. And if I was wrong, it's not my fault. I'm sorry. I thought I was getting valid stuff from the wiki. So this next fact also came from the Witcher wiki. So please don't kill me if it's wrong. But apparently, this is probably from the books, I believe. Triss is often referred to as the 14th of the Hill. This nickname comes from a time when people thought she died in the Battle of Sodden Hill with like 13 other sorceresses, and they like put up this memorial stone, and then they found out, oh, she didn't actually die. She was just severely injured, and they called her 14th of the Hill because she survived. Lucky 14, I guess. Okay, Ben's nodding, so I feel validated.
Yes, this one is definitely a true fact. Or is it still fiction? Because this is a video game and a book series. That's fiction.
Yeah, that's what's hard. It's like there's
know.
book canon and then there's game canon and there's a lot of overlap, but not all of it does overlap. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So for a general rule of thumb on like Witcher, the book series leads up and then Witcher 1 starts. the
Yeah.
TV series is supposed to cover the stories of the books. And it started that way, diverged, and then is trying to come back to it. Yeah. So, all right. Now, also, next fact, Triss in the books has a huge scar on her chest from this horrible wound and subsequent survival. But with all of her low-cut outfits in the games, it's obvious that CDPR didn't keep with that particular bit of lore. I don't know, I think it would have been kind of cool with that split green outfit she gets in 3 to have, like, I'm a fucking badass, dude. Let me show my scars.
Yeah, like I survived this shit. I love that, but also like there's a trope called beauty is never tarnished, and that's what happens a lot of the time with things like this, where even if they get really hurt, they just magically look unblemished afterwards, because you can't have a beautiful person have any kind of ugliness like a scar in media. We don't want to see goodness be marred. So, oh well, because she didn't get a badass scar.
Only if you're female, though, because I feel like men with scars get a sexy factor boosted.
Yes, there's a whole analysis you can do on placement of scar and appearance of scar as to whether they are good or a bad character, etc. And like definitely there's a hotness attributed to like eyebrow scars, for instance. So yeah, it's a female thing for sure. Like to not mar the beauty of a female character. They can't be out in the field not dying. Anyway, so next fact about Triss, which we said before on the episode, I think that Jen forgot about last year. It was that Triss was actually on the cover of Playboy for Poland in 2011. Super hot pictures, but they're definitely not suitable for work. If you are currently listening to this at work, no, you're not.
Just don't use the work computer to Google them. You're fine. Look them up on your phone on your lunch break.
Yes.
You know what's really funny is that I remembered this fact. I just didn't remember talking about it on the Witcher 2 episode.
I love how you remembered. I mean, I'm not surprised that you remembered this out of everything we talked about. But like you forgot a whole episode. It's so funny.
We've recorded a lot of episodes.
Yeah, this is 137.
Jesus. On top of the 100 episodes that I've recorded of Cyberpunk and probably the 100-ish episode, no, well, at least 60 episodes of patron chats that I've done on other people's shows, I've done a lot of recordings. Hashtag podslut. All right. Spotify. You guys are amazing, and the girls are at 193 ratings. I really want us to get to 200 because Cyberpunk is in the lead. I checked earlier today and they are at 194. So make the girls win. Get us back on top. Now, huge shout outs, special love, all the thank yous to our patrons. Toasty and Apollo, Becky and Daddy Bat Night, Stone Miss Theos and Muffiny Cake, Win, Evie from HR, and Magister Defeata. Loves.
Thank you. Sorry, my cat just fell off my desk. So I was trying to move him, but he's fat and clumsy. Thank you so much for supporting us because it means a lot. And we love to see all the patrons at the end of the month. So more people should join so we could just have like a big block party of shipsters, shipmates, whatever we're calling people these days. Not sure. Okay, Jen, you ready to get back into the romance with everyone's favorite redhead, allegedly? Are you ready to board a ship and flee with the other sorceresses?
Dijkstra, I don't know how to...
No time for courtesies, my dear. Get on board.
One last farewell. Thank you. I'll never forget what you did for me. And what we had together.
Stay with me.
Geralt, not this again. Especially not here. Not now.
Miss Merigold, we got a sail.
Please.
We had our chance. But let it go.
I love you.
Miss Merigold, we're casting off.
I forgot this was me. I was just zoning out on like the super stoic flat. I love you. Like that wouldn't do it for me. You know, I'm just like, yeah, I'm bye, I guess. It doesn't sound like you love me, but whatever. I don't know. Like, and also Triss, like this whole clip, I was like, because I didn't romance her, obviously. I did play The Witcher 3. That's the only Witcher game I've ever played. Did not romance her. I romanced Jennifer. But I was like, watching this scene, I'm like, she's so over it. Like, she's getting on that boat and she's leaving. She thinks she'll never see him again. But guess what? Maybe she surprised herself. I don't know. But she does stay. After a cute little interaction with Dijkstra, reminiscing about his brief love affair with Philippa, surprising, Triss surprises Geralt by staying behind. He's like, Geralt, turn around. And then he doesn't believe him because Dijkstra is a liar, apparently. But then he does finally turn around and she's right there. And they're like, oh my gosh, yay, I'm going to stay. So she saw her fellow mages off to safety on the ship, but she's choosing love over safety for herself. I do think that's nice that she's finally doing something for herself. So they go somewhere secluded for a little alone time. It's really not that secluded, actually, though. It's very well visible.
It may not be secluded, but they definitely get their alone time. It feels like ages since I've been able to break down a scene, and this one doesn't disappoint. Naked, entangled bodies, skin textured with scars, and the story of Geralt's past written all over his body. And all the reasons that Triss made it to the cover of Playboy are on display. We can watch as Geralt and Triss stand facing each other, hip to hip, his hands roaming, wandering, and rediscovering his former and once again lover's body. Even over the roar of a crackling fire, her moans and sighs can be heard. In a sexy show of strength, Geralt picks Triss up by her ass, and she wraps her legs around him. When he sets her on a ledge, the camera turns away to what appears to just be wood paneling of their secret hiding place. But if you look up above where the camera is expecting you to look, the shadows dancing across the wall show us exactly how much fun they are having. I've never been turned on by a shadow before. We then get a hilarious moment with a ship nearby. Oh, did I fail to mention? Their secret spot is at the top of a lighthouse, where the giant fire is there to warn off ships and guide their passage. But as their bodies are moving at an erratic pace, the shift in light projected looks like Morse code. V will talk a little bit more about that symbolism in a minute. But first, we need to listen to the afterglow chat.
Thank you, Geralt, for this, and for what you said at the port.
I should have said it long ago.
So, what happens now? Afraid it's a bit too early for happily ever after.
We'll get our happy ending one day.
Yes, somewhere, over hill and dale. It's a cruel world we live in. It's hard to make plans. Even harder to invest any faith in them, though you might want to, badly.
You were in an entirely different mood a moment ago.
Hush. The spark expired. Don't worry about me, Geralt. And please, be careful.
Sorry, my thing didn't unmute fast enough. Okay. So that little bit right there where she says, hush, the spark expired. If you don't have captions on, you might think she's just saying some weird thing. You're like, oh, sorceresses, whatever. But it's actually a quote, and there's quotes around it in the captions. And that is a line from a poem called The Limits of Magic, written by the book series author Andrzej Sapkowski. Jeez, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm even part Polish and I can't do it. Anyway, so written by the book author in the second book, The Sword of Destiny. For Triss, this line might be a way to communicate her feelings about the fleeting moments of joy and warmth in her life, acknowledging that they are precious precisely because they are temporary. It is in stark contrast to how the rest of this scene has played out, as Geralt points out. They have made love in a lighthouse. Lighthouses are traditionally seen as beacons of hope and guidance. This mirrors Triss's role in Geralt's life as a source of light and stability amidst the chaos. She's definitely like the happier choice for romances, usually in this game. The secluded and serene environment of the lighthouse contrasts with the turmoil they face in Novigrad, so this is literally providing a momentary escape. Geralt, who is typically stoic and reserved, expresses rare moments of emotional openness. Like you can actually hear some emotion in his voice. His actions and words during the scene demonstrate his genuine affection for Triss. And then you have the visual elements, including the rising moonlight and the ebbing and flowing of the ocean waves outside. They complement the crescendo of their physical and emotional union. Even the comedic relief of the secret message of Hlakbr adds significance because it is in its entirety a rare moment of respite from the horrors of a land under siege. And once again, remember, this is a game. Like every single thing you see and hear is meticulously plotted out, and it's there for a reason.
Yeah, so that's why the title of tonight's episode, Hlakbr, that's the Morse code that fucking is, apparently. So we've been assuming that Geralt assisted Triss in helping the mages escape to Kovir. But you don't actually have to finish that quest. If you don't, the mages will all die, and you can't romance her. So we obviously are finishing the quest, and that unfortunately means the non-humans in Novigrad get massacred. What's the phrase? War never changes. This also means that Triss makes it to Kaer Morhen to help fight in the Wild Hunt. And she gets to reunite with Ciri. She gives Ciri a magical stone that will call down a huge-ass fireball, so that's helpful. Yay, magic! Speaking of magic, let's listen to the scene between Geralt and Triss right before the battle with the Wild Hunt.
Triss, everything all right?
Yes. I just wanted a moment to talk to you. Before it begins.
Chin up. The hunt's weakened. We've got...
No more about the battle. Just hold me. And say something nice.
There's a lighthouse not far from here, you know.
Geralt, are you suggesting we...
No. Well, at least not right now. Just wanted to say that since Novigrad, whenever I see the beam of a lighthouse, I feel good. Thinking of you.
Unbelievable. You said something romantic. You, Geralt of Rivia.
Moment of weakness.
Well, none of those during the battle, please. If anything should happen to you.
Can't think about that.
So what am I supposed to think about?
Emir Var Emrys, on parade, completely naked.
Ah, Geralt, you're so charming when you try to be funny.
Try? Take it back. That was a great joke.
Sure. I love you, you know.
You trying to make me cry? Ciri'd never let me forget it. Go on, get. Love you too.
Okay, the scene though. It's so cute. I mean, no, do I want my lover to be like, go on, get, like, even silly right then? It's kind of funny, but also like, I wish she could have heard him say, I love you too. But it's so cute that he whispered it because I mean, whether or not that fact was true, that they don't have the same level of emotional input that non-Witchers do, it seems like Geralt, at the very least, is extremely detached from his emotions, and Triss really helps him get towards some of those more positive ones, like warmth and compassion and love. And it's really cute. I wish she could have heard him say that, though. And I too think that was a good joke, Geralt.
So good. I freaking love this clip. I mean, okay, obviously, I'm not the biggest Triss fan. I'm a young girl, like, to my core, and I know this about me. But this one scene here, I'm like, damn it. Geralt is being his version of a giddy, girly, like, schoolboy crush. He's showing love and affection in a way that he knows how to. It's adorable. Geralt of Rivia is not adorable. So I love seeing it.
If she was like this before, I mean, like I said, I didn't play Witcher 1 and Witcher 2. If I had, I think I would be staunchly like, if I had seen her back in Witcher 3, I'd have been like, nah, fuck you, Triss. I ain't romancing you. But like, she just was, not it for me. It felt more, and as it should, I guess, because that's what they always want you to feel, like more fated mates style with Yennefer, because you kind of literally are, right? Like, which is a whole conundrum in and of itself. I like free will. But yeah, so I mean, if this is what I knew waited for me, though, I would have romanced Triss. Like, she's cute. I love her. Do we want to do the bit? Oh yeah. I mean, I can talk about that later. I forgot I put that there. She's like highlighting stuff for me in my script.
Like, if you don't say the words, if I was listening for the word future, that's my trigger. All right, let's
sorry.
go.
No, well, I mean, I guess the final bit about Triss, we do have one more clip though, but like, she is not just like a romance character in this game. She's such an integral part of the main game's plot. Like, and I think that highlights her growth as a character just in general. And her actions and relationships in this game all speak to her themes of redemption, ethical integrity. Finally, she did not have that before, and pursuit of a better future. If anything, she embodies like hope to me that people can change and they can make it meaningful and matter. So I really like that. She did good.
Agreed. We do have one last clip to share, and this is how the romance can end. Peace and quiet on a vineyard in Tucson.
Triss?
In the flesh?
I thought you were in Hlakbr.
I got tired of waiting for you, so I decided to head to Toussaint. Catch some sun, see how things are going. You said it would only take a moment.
Things are pretty much wrapped up, luckily. We'll be able to head north soon.
I hope you're not upset I came like this, without warning.
True, I haven't always been fond of surprises. They remind me of work, the law of surprise, surprise child. But I think I've changed my mind. Seems surprises can actually be pleasant. Very pleasant.
I think that's a cute wrap to it. It really is. You know, with him talking about, like, yeah, surprises have not been good to me in the past, but you are a very pleasant surprise.
That's why I think she embodies like hope for the future, even though she herself was like, oh, it's really hard to have hope for the future because she's lived through some bullshit, like the continent sucks half the time, but she still has hope for the future, even if she doesn't realize it. And she kind of is hope for the future for Geralt. And like after this cutscene, it goes to a cutscene where they're laying in this freaking field that looks like the beginning of Kiki's delivery service. It's like the most idyllic place ever. And I'm like, I'm gonna retire there with Geralt right now. Okay. Perfect mild weather, wine everywhere. Thank you. Yes. When's the wedding? I'm happy. But I mean, I did put some bullets in here on a Triss, not like a Triss versus Yennefer, even though that's literally what I typed. It was more like comparing them because they're the two romances that you can have in the main game. Although there is like a Shawnee bit for the DLC, I think it's not for the main game, right? Okay.
It's
So I
main
thought
game.
because I did not play the DLC, so I did not see Shawnee at all, which is a bummer because I like her. But so like Jen alluded to earlier, Yen is like petty queen, but so Triss, her romance symbolizes fresh start. They will, even without this DLC, they'll still plan to leave their lives and start anew in Hlakbr. So like they, even without the DLC, like their romance is a cute, like we're gonna have a better future type of thing. But I mean, with Toussaint, yes, thank you. And I like that thought that they both can kind of retire from their lives of fighting and violence and turmoil, and they get a serene and peaceful thing. So I kind of like that. I don't know if you want to take some of these like Yen bullets because I know she's your fave, Jen.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I don't know why that weirded me out for a second. Oh, right. Yennefer. No, I knew exactly where you were at. But I was like, when you said Jen and Yen, I was like, what did I go by in the beginning? Because back when I was originally like a baby patron on the Witcher Lorecast, I went by the name Yenesis because I was Yen as Jen. So it was Yenesis.
Well, Jen Yen. Yeah, it's basically the same, right?
Right. Yennefer and Geralt share a long, storied history filled with a deep love and intense passion. Their relationship is one of the central pillars of the Witcher lore. Their bond is often portrayed as a destined or fated, reinforced by the Last Wish quest, where Geralt can reaffirm or break the magical bond created by this wish. And so that's where it comes into this, like, do we actually love each other? Or is this just because fate threw us together and we have this magical bond together? Which one is it? It doesn't matter. Yen is a strong, independent, and highly intelligent sorceress. I mean, so is Triss. But her confidence and her power make her an equal partner to Geralt, often providing him with critical support and guidance. And I think it's her self-confidence in the books and in Witcher 3 that is a little bit more than what Triss has until like the very end. Her no-nonsense attitude and fierce loyalty to those that she loves just adds a layer of respect and admiration to the Yen-Geralt relationship.
Yeah, like the conclusion that I have come to for The Witcher 3 is that it's really not one is better than the other. It's just how you want to play your Geralt and which one you find more attractive. Like, I feel like there was clear cut, they both sucked ass before this. Like, Triss literally manipulated him and kind of sexed him up. And then Yennefer, I feel like, is a dominatrix for free. Like, he's not having to pay for it, but he doesn't even want it, like, I don't know. It's the whole fact that, like, it's the Jinn magic has forced them together. Like, I don't know. I know that's a trope in a lot of romance novels, fated mates, that people really enjoy. I just find issue with it, with like the whole, I want to be able to choose my person. And for both of them, up until now, it's felt like Geralt never had a choice with either of them. And I think this is like it's a fresh start for both of them. He can choose which one he wants. And Triss is very gracious. If you don't romance her, Yen is less so. She will say some things, but she's not like horrible, but she's got some words. She's not as bad as she could be, like, but she definitely has
Throws the
words.
bed off the top floor and then
Is that in this game?
stares Triss down. Yeah.
Oh shit, never mind. I take that back. I thought that was in the last game. I can't keep
No.
it straight when they're like bickering because like they have such a history together. Never mind. Yen's petty and immature about this whole thing. She's like normal sorcerers. That's actually why I like Triss so much in this game, is because the sorcerers are normally very immature, cowardly, self-serving, absolute asshole bitches. And then Triss is like transcends that in this game. And she's like, actually, you know what? How about we're being slaughtered? Let's actually work together to not be slaughtered, and I'll worry about that. And meanwhile, Yen's like, "You stole my man." So I don't know. I think I would romance Triss now if I were playing that now.
Yeah, I still pick Yen.
I think I made Ben happy though. Which
Yeah.
let's bring him on to defend his girl.
All right. This is where we would normally wrap up our episode, but for tonight, we have our favorite lurker, our Trissmancer, and host of like 27 different podcasts. Please welcome Ben of Temeria. What? Nope, that didn't work.
Oh no! Oh
No,
man,
you went too low, too
I went
gravelly,
too
buddy.
low.
You did.
I tried.
Ben's been working on his Geralt impression.
Well, too low.
Yeah, you're not
Man.
projecting enough. You need to work on, if you really want to get low, you have to speak directly.
I have a almost 1-year-old niece like across from my room right now, so I'm not trying to project myself too much because I don't want to wake her. God forbid that.
All right.
No, it's all good.
Let's get into it
yes.
then. I guess the first big question is, were there any key factors to the Triss relationship that we missed?
No, not really. You hit all the big points, honestly. She does have a complete 180 from the previous games, completely, to where she is more, like you said, self-sacrificing as a character and actually putting more effort into caring for others rather than herself.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that is probably one of the major points that CDPR did with her character for the third game, to where she is likable, a lot more likable than she was in 2, in which and if nobody knew when 2 was out, before 3, people were like, okay, yeah, Triss is the only like romanceable option we really have in the game. but is she good? Because you see all the downsides to the manipulation and all that jazz, and then we get to Witcher 3, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, Yin's so much better," and I was like, "But she has cons too." And then you see Triss again for the first time, uh, after like halfway through the game, and it's like, "Oh, you're different, huh?" So yeah, it both characters definitely have pros and cons for sure.
Now, the Battle of Sodden Hill, when did
Mhm.
that take place in the timeline of things?
That took place during was it Sword and Death? No, that was during the Last Wish book. It's one of the short stories for the Last Wish where Yennefer. Well, we see if you go and watch the Netflix show, it's like one of the last few episodes of season 1
Mhm.
where Nilfgaard's invading, the sorceresses and the Brotherhood go to Sodden Hill to defend the
Oh,
continent, to defend the northern kingdoms, and all that.
I just answered my own question. Of course, the battle happens before Witcher 1.
Yeah, well before.
Yeah. So I was wondering if,
Well
like,
before Witcher 1.
I'm wondering what kind of was the or what you think the catalyst for her maturing and becoming like who we see in 3.
Uh, I would say probably a lot of the events of 2. Since the Witcher games are set in the CDPR timeline, yes, they're after the books completely, and we get that, and CDPR stayed true to the novels as much as they could, and threw in their own spice in here. I would say a lot of the events from 2, depending on, I mean, regardless what choices you make in 2, Triss gets captured. Period. You save her, you don't save her, one of the two. I think maybe her captivity during the summit of Lochmaween was kind of like the catalyst of her, oh, I messed up big time trying to try to get as much power as possible for the Conclave. I probably should do better. And then I would imagine, Nilfgaard invading for the third time, her going to Novigrad and seeing the persecution of the mages and the witch hunters being a lot more aggressive now due to the eternal fire and all that. I would say a lot of events kind of like pushed her into the direction. It's like, okay, I really need to start taking responsibility for everything that's going on.
Yeah, I tried looking it up because I was like, I mean, even Geralt's kind of confused about it, like when
Yeah.
he's meeting up with her and he's asking her about it. Like we played that very first audio clip, which I played for a reason because like I don't know if anyone else watches Cinema Therapy on YouTube, but like one of the hosts, Jonathan, he always says he has an accountability kink where because they do like cinema therapy where he's a therapist and he reviews like romances and relationships and stuff in therapy context for different movies and stuff. And he loves it when characters take accountability for their actions, and so do I. So when I heard her say that, which I know she said it in kind of like a teasing way, but like I was like, yes, you go, girl. Like, that you did that. And I love hearing that you admitted to that. It's not like she said sorry or anything, but
You could tell from her tone
yeah,
of voice she was sorry. You could
yeah,
tell from the
exactly.
tone she took. Even
The
though
fact that
she
she
didn't
admitted it.
specifically say it, yeah, her admitting it, admitting her wrongs that she did, she knew she was underlining, telling Geralt, "Hey, I effed up. I'm sorry."
Yeah. And the way she said it also to me was like talking about a past self, like someone who wouldn't do that now. And she definitely wouldn't do that now. Like she's very straight up. And I think it is a lot to do with the fact that she's in Novigrad and under that persecution and like has been forced. I mean, she's been forced through a lot of different things, but like I think literally being paid scraps to kill rats is got to be the lowest point, So that you can't live through stuff like that and not readjust your priorities. And in Triss's case, it really helped her out.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it really also shows when Triss and Geralt go to try to get information from Manga, her sacrificing herself to be tortured right then and there. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I know Yennefer would never do that. So Yen would
No.
never offer herself. She would be the
Yeah.
one torturing rather than be to torture her. Um, so yeah, that alone also shows a lot of growth to where she'll do whatever she needs to do to make up for everything she's done or hasn't done in the past.
Listening to her being tortured, that was rough. Like, that's
Oh,
really hard to listen to.
so the first time I did that quest, I probably got have her scream twice in 2 different scenes before I, interrupted Manga. I was like, "All right, screw you." Punched him, knocked him out, or whatever you had to do, and then go rescue her. Every time since then, I let it play out as long as I could to get as much info from Manga as possible. And because at the very end, regardless how beaten up Triss gets, she's fine.
Mhm.
She kills the torturer without any hesitation or any effort at all.
Uh, the video that we watched, um, shout out to Ex Latalis, I think is how he pronounces his name. He's like one of the most.
Oh, yeah. He does a bunch of Witcher videos, right?
So it
Yeah.
was his videos that I watched for the research on this and where we pulled the audio clips from. He definitely let it run the whole way through. And so to listen to her fingernails being ripped off was not something I'm going to forget soon.
Oh, absolutely not.
All right. Is there anything about this romance that you would change?
Oh, shoot. That's a good question. Probably more. I would like to have more. I would enjoy more screen time with Triss because you only get her through the Novigrad Mage quest line a little bit during Kaer Morhen before the battle with the Wild Hunt, and then the very end of the game for the last few 5 to 10 quests. And that's really it. I wish it was spread out longer, kind of like how Yennefer was. Yennefer, you see her practically throughout almost the entire game, bits and pieces. But you had a lot more screen time with Yen than you actually did with Triss, in my opinion. And I kind of wish they added more with Triss.
I think that's our number
But
one answer across all romances. We just want more. We want more
yeah.
screen time. We
So
want more.
I will say I loved the Masquerade Party. I
Oh,
loved that quest with her during the maid quest line.
mhm.
That was great.
That was a very good
Yeah.
one as well.
We didn't have any. I mean, I watched the whole video and all the scenes, but I didn't get any clips from there because a lot of that was mostly visual and like it was so cute though to see her like get a little drunk and like fall. Then he catches her from falling and they get a little kiss. It's so cute. Her dress is super cute also. Um, but yeah, I love that. I love that little scene because there actually is a nice callback later where she's joking about how the statues are naked, and then way later on in the game he says like, "Oh, we should get a naked statue." And I love stuff like that too, where there's a callback to this little, because it makes it feel like a real person, a real relationship, right? That's what people would do. They have callbacks to references to things that happened. So I loved that little touch. It was good. I mean, I definitely agree. There needs to be more Triss. I thought I would never say that. I mean, I knew I would say it for Witcher 3 because I had played Witcher 3, but gosh, what a turn from Witcher 1 and 2 to now.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to say in defense of your girl?
Oh shoot. More screen time, please, and hopefully we see some cameos or something with Witcher 4, possibly, hopefully, maybe CDPR. If you listen to a romance podcast, please do so.
Yes, we will definitely take anything of our original cast of characters in the next Witcher game. Oh my gosh. I need that closure. Even though we get a lot of closure in Witcher 3, we really, really do. And then of course the Easter eggs in Cyberpunk that we get that are Witcher related. Um but to see them in the next one is something that we need. Um, like we're about to get with Dragon Age, where we hopefully get some closure of some sorts with a bunch of people that we love and miss so much. Justice for
Yeah.
Anders. Don't
No.
give me that face, Ben.
No comment for him.
Yes, me and Ben are allies now.
He was great in Awakening. I don't know about anything else.
Thank you.
I love his character in Awakening. I did not like what they did with him in 2.
Rude.
That's a different topic.
Who was your Inquisition romance, Ben?
Cassandra.
Okay. And in 2?
Isabella.
Nice. Okay. All right. And let me guess, Liliana in Origins.
Yeah, pretty much. I did all the male romances in every game, so
You mean you romanced all the males, or you romanced
no,
the
I
male
romance all the
options?
females that a male could.
Okay.
Maybe we are like, because I romanced Alistair, so I guess we both like redheads.
Yeah.
Also, my
That's a
husband
thing.
is redheaded in real life.
All right. Well, I think on that note, we will wrap things up for tonight. Ben, I know I said that you said that. Ugh. I know I said you have 27 podcasts, but it's actually a little bit fewer than that. You want to plug your shows?
Oh yeah, it's only 4. So there is Holocron History, Star Wars Canon versus Legends, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast with Toasty.
Yes. I think I have not been on Wizarding World yet. I was like, I think I've
Mm-mm.
been on all of your shows, but I've not been on Wizarding yet.
Almost.
Oh, and Final Fantasy. I haven't been on that one yet either.
Or no, you haven't
Shit.
been on that one either. No. Mm-mm.
No, but that one
That
we at
one's
least have
really
planned.
good.
We have that one, like, you have
Oh
saved
yeah,
my
we
name.
do. Yeah. Una from 10.
Yes.
Right?
Anything to do with
Okay. Yeah.
10, I will be on every episode from 10. I will just be special guest co-host for a month or 2. I am there for it. All right. And if you like what you are hearing, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes or comment on Spotify and drop those ratings. And subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can now find me on the Cyberpunk Lorecast with my co host, Toasty, where we explore the foundations of the past, the state of Night City today, and the news of the future for all things cyberpunk. Check out Scyther Audio's newest fan made productions, The Avengers, the audio drama, where you can hear me and several of our podcasting friends. You can also reach me in our Two Girls One Ship channel on the Robots Radio Discord. Come give us a follow on all the social medias and on patreon.com/Two Girls One Ship. Our theme music was composed by the ever talented Pipe Man Studios, and our artwork was designed by the esteemed Let's Not. Links are in the description.
I just know that when we do Yennefer's episode, me and Toasty are gonna fight. So I just know that in advance because he always wants to fight with me. I don't want to fight with him. But yeah, He's cool, allegedly, according to Jen. Just kidding, Toasty. Now he's definitely gonna fight me. Okay. I'm on the Robots Radio
Always
Discord.
prepared for a fight.
Yes. I'm on the Robots Radio Discord as well. And on our own Two Girls One Ship Discord server where Toasty can find me and where we nerd out on all our favorite CGI significant others. Be sure to check out our live streams on Twitch on Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Our podcast episodes release on Mondays because you did at least one good thing on a Monday.
So thanks for listening. And remember,
I know where you live, Toasty. And beauty's in the eye of the controller. Look at your face. You're like, what the hell? I actually don't know where he lives, so he needn't worry. I know like the state. That's it.
Near Houston.
yeah, I'm not going to dox
What am
my...
I going to do? Show up and be like,
That's all I
"This is
know."
better.
Oh.
Just leave. He's got swords and I have a sword in my house too. Actually, we could fight. He's got 2 though.
Toasty also has epic lightsabers.
God. He's probably fit too. I only run. So I could run away.
I don't know how to answer that question.
He's gonna hit me really hard with his lightsabers.
I've never seen him in a state of undress, so I don't know the physical state of his body. Like, I don't know how to answer if he's fit
sorry,
or not.
Toasty. I didn't mean it to go this far. He's not even here to defend himself.
Oh my god.
He could be jacked under his shirt. I have no idea.
Oh my god,
Just give him something.
Okay, but you know what? Super secret.
Wait, we're still streaming. How secret is this?
I mean, it's not public knowledge yet, so maybe I won't say it on stream yet.
And on that note, stream, thanks for joining us.
All right. Oh, Yuri, you know most things. So yeah, actually, Yuri, you do know exactly what I'm going to say. So anyways, on that note, good night, stream. Bye.